Today, Britain will leave the EU at 11 p.m. After years of chaos, confusion, bickering and infighting since the vote to leave in 2016, in the words of the Prime Minister, Brexit is now done. But what does this historic day mean to the people who voted for it to happen? The Sun Online spoke to people all across the country as to what it means to them and why they are optimistic about Britain leaving the EU.
Brexit Day means freedom, our ability to run our own affairs again. And I think it's terribly important. And we've been an independent country for 1,000 years, and I don't like the idea that someone who's not elected, sitting in another country, should pass laws which rule us. It's quite wrong.
It's not by any means obvious, and there are real difficulties here about exactly where the greatest benefits lie. But there's been a fundamental feeling, I would personally say, since we joined the EU, but certainly in recent years, that there's a sort of, we can't do this, we can't do that. It's all too difficult, we're not allowed to do this, we're not allowed to do that. And that somehow we're not masters in our own house. And now we can be. Now, of course, that gives us the freedom to get it wrong as well as to get it right. And that's a serious problem, and it would have been a nightmare, if, in my view, if we'd had a Corbyn government. But if you know that your decisions are the decisions that count, you tend to make better decisions.
It'll be a massive day for me, because this has been prolonged for, is it 2 years or whatever it is now. Well, I just, to get our waters back is the most important thing here for me. It's not going to really benefit me anything, the age I am now, but you've got to look to the future. So let's hope that Boris follows through. I mean, please, Boris, follow through on your promises this time.
I've just never been prouder of my country and my countrymen and women for standing up for themselves, for refusing to bow to the bureaucratic and establishment pressure, for refusing to take no for an answer, for refusing to vote again the right way, for not getting bowed down. They've taken the abuse, they've taken all of the criticism, and they've been told, oh, it's going to be terrible, this will be awful, you know, the NHS is going to collapse, the economy is going to collapse. And they took it all with a pinch of salt, and they said, we told you what we wanted to leave the EU. We're telling you again, and we're going to keep telling you until you do what we tell you. And that's a wonderful day for democracy. Brexit Day is about celebrating not just Brexit, it's about celebrating democracy. It's alive and well and kicking in Britain.
I think a lot of us as young men felt that in those days we were fighting to preserve our true democracy. And now, a lot of it had been eroded away with the European Union. A point I was going to make was that, and it was made by T. Lawrence, because I have his book, Seven Pillars of Wisdom, and he said that freedom was the second of man's creeds. Religion comes first, naturally, with most people, but he said the second one is personal freedom, and I agree with that, don't you? We need a salute of 21 guns as well to celebrate it, don't we? Well, it makes me feel that what we tried to achieve by fighting, at least we won quite a lot of it back again, haven't we?
Brexit actually is a victory of ordinary people against the establishment. It's a victory for people like Sun readers, all right, who go about their lives, and they had a feeling that the European thing was going wrong, that we should be independent, that we should be controlling our borders, we shouldn't be wasting all this money. That was what they felt. Every party in Westminster was Remain. Every big business was Remain. Every trade union was Remain. And even a few years ago, there was almost nobody in the whole of Parliament who backed the idea of leaving the European Union. And now it's happening. So this is a real victory for ordinary folk who've stood up to be counted And that's what I'm celebrating more than anything else. What I'm celebrating on the 31st of January is the fact that in a democracy, difficult though it may be, if people believe in something enough, they can get their way. I have a sense that if Boris Johnson gets this right, that we will be, in 2 or 3 years' time, back to a period of optimism, of real economic growth, and a sense of who we are in the world. We are much more than a star on somebody else's flag.